I bet you weren't expecting me. Are the horny people gone yet? Are the dirty, horny people gone yet? Yes, I think they are. Fantably-tastic! Sit back and enjoy the mess I make on your face, and a little bit on your shoulder if I pull out of your mouth because I'm so excited. Knowledge has a sweet tooth.
Welcome to the Gradual Report, where we gradually report.
In 1824, John Cadbury, son of Richard Cadbury, opened his shop in 93 Bull Street, which apparently back then was a very nice area in Edinburgh. Who the fuck knows where it is? In this shop, he sells tea and coca drink. 73 years later, in 1897, Cadbury manufactures his first milk chocolate bar. Across the ocean, 3 years later, Milton S. Hershey introduces his Hershey milk. That's when Satan came out of hell and decided to make this entire society satiated on confectionery sugars. In 1905, Cadbury launched Dairy Milk Chocolate, which, as the title promised, held more milk than any other chocolate tested in that era. In 1907, Hershey answered with the Hershey Kiss, which was wrapped in foil for the first time in 1907. 1913, Goo Goo Clusters is the first bar to combine caramel, chocolate, marshmallows, and peanuts.
So much good stuff!
In Europe, they answered with the Satan-inspired Jelly Bellies. America's answer to the Jelly Belly was Jelly Beans. Jelly Bears. Jelly Bears? Gummy Bears. Was Gummy Bears. Originally called that weird shit left over at the bottom of the can. Later changed to Dancing Bears because the goop was poured over live bears during the test trials. Just kidding. Ha! But it was called Dancing Bears, but they changed it to Gummy Bears later. So, you know, there you have it. That's the truth. Promise. America then tapped into the Babe Ruth, which incidentally is not named after the baseball player, but rather President Grover Cleveland's daughter. That is actually a true statement. Apparently, she was really into nuts. Nuts. That may not be a true statement.
Nuts, bitch! Nuts!
Pun intended. Europe answers the Babe Ruth with fruit and nuts. Not the greatest marketing name, but at least you know what you're gonna get when you open the package. America then, in the bowels of the Depression, decided to suck a giant candy dick as people tried to make themselves feel better by injecting copious amounts of sugar into their veins. In 1932, hot red candy, called Red Hots. My golly goodness, I would have loved to have been a part of that creative naming meeting. They're hot, and they're red. Let's go with Red Hots. Genius! He's a genius. I don't know how he does it. I don't know how he comes up with all of it. It's amazing to me. I can't even understand it. I wanted to name it Crazy Homeless Person, but he comes up with Red Hots, and I think that's what we're gonna go with. I think that's what we're gonna go with. Finger on his pulse of the nation right there, I believe. That's kind of a retarded name if you think about it. I'm inclined to agree with you. Thank you. You're welcome. In 1983, Cadbury introduced roses. Nobody has any fucking idea why they named it that. My favorite is any of them that are not orange, or don't have orange stuff in them, because orange stuff just tastes like unicorn balls. Now I know what you're thinking. Danny, have you tasted unicorn balls? No, but I've smelled them, and from the smell, I can kind of imagine what they would taste like. In 1939, the miniature Hershey Bar came out. Who gives a shit? In 1941, chocolate sales decided to dip during the heat wave of the summer, so the Mars Company decided to put forth their M&M candy with the slogan, "It melts in your mouth, not in your asshole." But then they decided that it actually does melt in your asshole, especially if you have a sweaty asshole, so they decided to change it to hands. Onward through the 40s, 50s, 60s, 70s, 80s, 90s, and thousands, candy has grown into a silly, scientifically intoxicating industry. You got your Butterfingers, you got your Twix, you've got your chocolate-covered monkey balls. Gone are the bathtubs full of taffy that taste like shit beans and flax. In are the chemically engineered warheads that explode in your mouth like a virgin on prom night. That's just gross. Sometimes I'm gross. The more wild the flavor, the more likely it will burn and turn your tongue blue, and then disappear as quickly as it came, leaving you wanting the greater taste of memories past. In my mind, the evolution of candy emphasizes the human desire to continue to achieve a greater diversity of experiences. My name's Danny, that was the report, and you've just been reported on, bitch! All over your face and a little bit on your shoulder. If I spill and it gets on your shoulder because I'm so excited, I just pull it out of your mouth before it's done. I invented a new candy! The flavor is pill! I call it the pill, because it looks like little pills. And I know you're wondering, what does it taste like? It tastes like hot dogs and cigarettes and urine. Eating them is almost identical to making out to a homeless guy in a 7-Eleven parking lot after midnight, when 4 of the 5 street lights are out. I mean, I've never done that, but I've smelled it once, and I kinda guess what it's like from the smell. Oh my gosh, who was that? What did he say? I bet it was important! P.S. Follow my ass on Twitter, because I have one.